Hey guys, welcome to Advancing Security, your source for security guard pro tips. I'm your host, your virtual coach. Today's topic is how to turn your security job into security guard career. Before we get started, a quick reminder, please press like if you enjoy this type of content, leave a comment down below, sharing your thoughts and feelings, and press the notification button and subscribe so you get my videos as they come out. Turning your job into a career. It really comes down to first the individual. That means you. You need to understand you have a lot more power than you think. It's more about you than upper management. Upper management is not going to come along, 9 times out of 10 and say, hey, we're going to pay you more, so we want you to do more. That's not the way it works. That's not the way it works. And that's how a lot of us new young people who enter the workforce think. If I get paid more, I'll do more. That's just the way it is. No, that's wrong. You cannot think about things like this from one side only. You have to think about it as well, coming from different angles. A relationship between people is very complex. I'm married, and I sometimes have to put myself in the position of my wife in order to find common ground and keep peace and love within my household. You need to find common ground. You need to see it from multiple angles. You constantly hear this 3D chess thing. That's pretty much a career. That's pretty much a real relationship. You have to be willing to talk and communicate. First, you need to recognize and know thyself, right? What do you want? What do you desire, right? What are your goals? That's number one. Number two, you need to understand that you have the first steps in creating your job into a career is based on your philosophies, your personal mentality. Are you coming to work on time? Is your uniform crisp? Are you being a positive light at work? Or are you just complaining, being an energy vampire? You need to consider these things, because the first step in creating your job into a career is being a real professional. A couple of years ago, I was listening to Jocko Willink, his books on Audible. It was The Dichotomy of Leadership and Extreme Ownership. Around that same time, my wife was making some flan, which is a Mexican pastry. There was a lot left over, and instead of me scarfing it down, I thought about my team. So I cut up the flan into equal pieces, and I put it in Tupperware, and I brought it to work one day, and I shared it with my colleagues. I even shared it with the in-house security. After that, the vibe started changing. Why did I do that? It was because I was thinking about my team. I was thinking about the people around me. I was thinking about, sharing something with them. Because what I extracted from the audiobooks from Jocko Willink is just pretty much be cool, be kind, be thoughtful. And yeah, there's a whole bunch of great stories in it and a whole bunch of other things. But overall, that's what I got. Be thoughtful, not thoughtless. It didn't hurt me taking this stuff that my wife already made, this pastries over there. It didn't hurt me. No me pesaba. And matter of fact, it brought joy into people. People were bummed out. It's a little sugary. People liked the taste. There was high fives going all around. The mood switched. After that, there was a paradigm shift for me and a culture shift for my post. I really loved my job. And it was because next thing you know, everybody every 2 to 3 weeks are bringing food to work. And nobody had a list and say, now it's your turn, now it's your turn, now it's your turn. No, this is something that happened organically. It just came pretty much from, let me just hand this out. Let me think about somebody else. And it switched my mindset, and it helped me understand that I am in the service industry like a waiter or a chef. I'm here to serve others. And that's something a lot of us don't understand. And because I'm here to serve others, I'm here to help other people become more comfortable and guide other people from doing stupid things. I sometimes tell people security guards are the stupid police, not because we're stupid, but we guide stupid people. Because if everybody was conscious all the time and self-aware, there will be no need for us. So what wound up happening, going back to the story, was everybody's volunteering. The people bringing wings, even in-house security got into action. They were buying food for us, pastelitos. They were buying pizza. And the funny thing is, when you have in-house security and outsourced security, like I was, we're not always on the same page because we have different motives. We have different SOPs, security operational procedures, standard operational procedures, right? And then eventually we became one close fist. We became one unit. We became a team, and it was awesome. People were getting promotions, people were getting raised, the post was positive, and eventually I go on to greener pastures, right? I left the company, not in a bad way or nothing like that. I went for greener pastures, literally. I found a better opportunity. And eventually I came back to the security agency I was working at. And it wasn't because something happened. It was because I wanted a side hustle. I wanted to have a job on the weekend. I was working Monday to Friday. I wanted to save for a house and all that stuff, right? When I went to that job, to that agency, I told them what was up. I was straightforward with them. I told them, hey, I can only work weekends, this shift, and I want this position. They gave it to me. They handed it all to me in a silver platter, like in a plate, like, here, whatever you want, just come back. I was working there twice a week on weekends, and it was wild. They even gave me a raise. But why was that? Why did they do all of this? It was because they recognized my value because of what I did in the past with the company. I was training new guards. Like if I was a supervisor, I was doing supervisor work because I made myself into a team leader. I was helping out people. And even though I was in management, I was treating this like if I was getting paid $100,000. What that allowed me to do was continue that same awesome vibe in the workplace. A lot of people could go hard for a day or two or a couple of weeks with a diet or workout plan, but to do it for like 90 days is really, really hard. To really make this into your lifestyle is really, really hard. And that's what I did. I became a server. I became a coach. I became that guard who wanted to lift up the team, which gave me good results. I switched my mindset and said, I'm going to do more and more will come, instead of I want to get paid more and then I'll do something about it. And then I'll start doing things. It really just helped me in general. And then I understood better how things come to people who know their job. You need to decide to want to make a change. You need to make that shift. And you need to also document your victories. That's another thing I want to get into. You need to document your victories as a security guard. And the way you do that is first understanding your job. A lot of us do not understand the job. It's unfortunate, but it's true. It's not just security that has this problem. A lot of entry level jobs have this situation where we have a lack of communication. That's why we're not management. We have a lack of communication skills. We do not know how to project our voice correctly. We don't know how to write a proper email. All sorts of things that we do not know when we're entry level. That is what lets the owner know our actual value. I got everything I wanted from that job because they recognized my value and what I was doing. There is a price tag to what I was doing. I was causing less headaches. I was remedying situations in the workplace that made it so that when I was there, the bosses knew the chances of something going wrong greatly decreases. That's why they wanted me there so badly, even on a temporary situation. They were aware of my victories. Now, how do you do this as a security guard? You're a rookie, you just started out, but you want to turn this job into a career and you want to keep going up the ladder. You want to keep going up the pay and possibly even positions. You really need to learn how to log in your victories, what you are doing. And at the same time, you need to learn how to not make it so that other people look like they don't know what they're doing, like they're like you're criticizing them. So for example, when you're writing out an email about your post because you hate it how it is, you hate your coworkers. Matter of fact, I have a story for you guys. So I'm on Reddit a lot at the moment, when I can, actually, on the security, on r/security guard. There was this guard there who he talks about he wants to switch posts. He's always doing the dangerous work, and that his coworkers don't make the job comfortable for him, and it's 2 against 1. It's two people with different ideologies, different work ethics than him, and he asked, should I leave? Should I quit? Should I ask for a transfer? I told him straight up, you're better off transferring and leaving, just because you're outnumbered 2 to 1. They have a different mindset than you, and for you to switch them over to your mindset, it's going to be very, very hard. Not saying it cannot be done. It's going to be very hard, because he also said he's complained about it. He's talked about it before with management. So that's it. Once you speak to management 2 or 3 times and nothing gets resolved, it's time to move on. It's not management's fault. It's your fault for being in an abusive relationship. That's it. You already tried communicating. You already tried to remedy the situation. You're still there. That's on you, buddy. I told him to, just find something better so that he can get what he wants and what he desires. He doesn't desire to be there anymore. He doesn't want to be there no more. So why should he be there? Nothing's holding him there by himself. So that was a toxic environment for him. And we need to recognize toxic relationships. A relationship is a relationship. The relationship between you and the person you're dating is the same. It uses the same formula for work, for family. You're cool, they be cool. If you're cool and they're not cool, just bounce. That's just the way it is. You need to learn how to vibe. You need to understand that. Those are also characteristics of how to turn your job into a career. How do you go back into documenting your victories? I'm going to give you an example. You're a bouncer. You're working in a nightclub. You're there for security. You're there to intimidate. You're there to pick the right people to come into the nightclub so that nothing goes wrong. You're patrolling, whatever, right? One day you're patting down a guy, or you're a female guard, whatever. You check a girl's purse out. You find a revolver. You document that you found that. That's a victory right there. That shows you're doing your job correctly. You document that. You send it to the client. You send it to your supervisor. You send it to HR. And you also CC the director of security or the CEO or whatever, right? You let management know about it. And you put the subject title, work in progress, or, worker's log, whatever. You name it something, right? And then as you keep doing your job diligently, you keep finding new things. Let's say you found some drugs. Let's say you found somebody passed out in the bathroom and you had to give CPR. Those things, you keep putting them in that same email as a follow-up. Hey guys, I'm just following up, adding, last week we had a gun situation. This week I found somebody passed out, OD'd, I had to give CPR. At the end of the year, or after 6 months, or after 3 months, whenever you decide to be like, hey, I want to talk about my position here, I want to raise, and these are the reasons why, you have proof now. It's no longer just you talking. You have proof, documented proof that you sent to them, time-stamped emails saying like, look, this is the kind of job and service I'm providing your company with as an employee. I think and I feel that I should, be given more opportunities in this company to grow. What do you think about it? That's one of the ways to switch things around. I didn't put in that email saying the other guard didn't check the bathrooms in their rounds. The other guard, didn't call 911. I didn't talk about what the other guards didn't do. I talked about what I did. I didn't put nobody down. That's another thing to think about when you are documenting your victories, when you are letting management know of the kind of job you're doing. So the last thing I want to get to is, if you do not get what you're asking for within this relationship, it's okay to leave, guys. There are greener pastures, and there will always be greener pastures. Now, let me tell you something else. If you like security and you love security and that's your career, and you have to temporarily cut that off for a while and work at a bank as a cashier or something, that's fine too. That's okay too. You might get paid more, you might get paid less, or whatever. For whatever reason, you had to temporarily leave security. You can leave and you could come back. That's okay too, guys, until you find what you really want. Finding a good partner takes time. I'm at the point now where whenever I look for a job, I am now reading the full job description. I'm looking into the companies that are posting their ads on Indeed or whatever. Then I am taking my resume and syncing them to what they're asking. I'm not lying. I'm just, if they say they're looking for a patroller, I'm saying I patrol 25 miles per week, standing, whatever it was, right? I match my resume to their ad. But that takes time. You need to start investing in yourself even when you're not getting paid for it. It's super, super important. For example, me making this video for however long it takes, and however long it takes for me to upload and to do some little bit of editing here and there, I researched this stuff and meditated on this video and possibly even recorded it 3, 4, 5 times and wrote a mini script before I even pressed play. Why? because I am focused. I am narrowing my vision. I want to achieve something. This right here, this interaction allows me to develop my coaching skills as a security guard instructor and supervisor. It allows it so that I don't go whenever I'm preaching what I'm teaching, right? It makes it so that my vision, my voice, my message can be more clear whenever I'm in front of my team. So really understand that turning a job into a career, it really starts off with the individual. Do more and more will come. There's an abundance of things in this life, guys. And one of the abundant things that we have in this life is opportunity. But we need to recognize it. We need to recognize our relationships with the people around us in the workplace. We need to recognize the culture within the place we're working at. Like I said before, with that whole flank story, that wasn't something that was going on in the workplace before I started handing out the flan. It's just something that happened. It happened, but it came from one little thing: being thoughtful. And from being thoughtful, it switched everything around. People were getting raises, people were getting better shifts, and people were happy. That's it. That's that, guys. If you found any value in this video, please press like, leave a comment down below sharing your feelings, past experience, or future ideas for future episodes, and subscribe to the notification button so you guys can get my videos as they come out. Take care. So love yourself, wear your PPE, clean your workstation, and I'll see you in the next episode. Lo quiero mucho. Ciao.